Joining me now, Republican Senator John Hoeven from North Dakota. Senator, great to see you again. Thanks for coming back to the show.
Good to be with you, Gerri.
All right, let's talk about this warning. I'm going to read something that S&P wrote. John Chambers, the managing director there, said, if the U.S. government misses a payment, it goes to D. So they would assign a rating of D. This would happen right after August 4th when the bills mature because they don't have a grace period. Now, I know a lot of Republicans have said, hey, we have enough money coming into the government that we can pay our outstanding bills. That's not an issue. But what if the rating agencies start slashing the ratings on our debt?
You know, I think it's very important that we come to an agreement in regard to the debt ceiling, but that is going to require a comprehensive plan to reduce our debt and to get on top of these deficits. And that's exactly what we're pushing for. And we have consistently said, look, we need to get a grip on spending. We're not willing to raise taxes because we've got to get this economy going. Raising taxes would hurt our economy at a time when we've got to add jobs. We've got to get in a growth mode, but we've got to have a comprehensive plan to reduce the deficit and the debt.
But do these comments from the ratings agencies, do they put you on notice? Do they change your mind at all about how we should treat this issue?
Well, look, the president has got to lead on this issue, and that means he has got to step up and he has got to work with us to get a comprehensive plan in place to reduce the debt and deficit. That would help get our economy going and resolve the issue that you're talking about right here.
Well, Senator Hoeven, you know, Harry Reid says that the Republicans are the problem, not the Democrats. I want you to respond to him. Here's what he had to say.
The main obstacle, and I want to be very clear, to finding common ground is Republicans' stubborn insistence on protecting taxpayer-funded giveaways to corporations and individuals that don't need the giveaways.
So what do you make of that?
Look, we're willing to work on tax reform, just not increasing taxes, because that would hurt our economic growth and that would actually increase the problem. We need a combination of getting a grip on spending. It's not that we don't tax enough, it's that we spend too much. We've got to get rein in spending. And again, we're out there on a balanced budget amendment trying to get our Democrat colleagues in the Senate to join us, but we've got to get a grip on spending, and then we've got to encourage growth in our economy. And one of the ways to do that is to have a comprehensive plan to reduce the deficits and the debt, bring legal, tax, and regulatory certainty back to the markets that will encourage private investment, get our economy growing at the same time we get a grip on spending. That's the right recipe.
Well, you brought it up, the balanced budget amendment. You're a co-sponsor. This would be the third arm of the cut, cap, and balance, so important to Republicans. Is passage of that amendment, is it essential to you in order to raise the debt ceiling? Do you have to see that before you agree to raise the debt ceiling?
We have to have, I think for all Republicans, we have to have a comprehensive plan to reduce the deficits and debt. That's vital, and a balanced budget amendment is a very important part of it. And think about it. That means not just here at the federal level, in the Congress we get involved in this effort, but we send it out to the states for ratification. 3/4 of the states have to ratify that balanced budget amendment. So now everybody's participating in this effort, and it brings the fiscal discipline that Washington needs.
You know, I look at these debates going on down there. It seems like nobody can get together. Everybody's entrenched in their position. What will it take? What will it take for the two sides to find some common ground?
The debt limit, the debt ceiling is an opportunity. We need to use it as an opportunity to come together and fix the problem. And the president needs to lead in this effort. He needs to step up in a bipartisan way on entitlement reform and on controlling spending, on the balanced budget, all these things. This is a chance to get on top of these major problems and to encourage economic growth by putting that certainty back into the markets, that legal, tax, and regulatory certainty that will help with a pro-jobs, pro-growth economy.
Well, you know, we were talking about this 14th Amendment, and let me read it to you. The validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law, including debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion, should not be questioned. It seems to be saying, hey, the government has to pay their bills. Got to pay their bills. We don't care what Congress says. Do you read it that way? What's your take?
I know what you're referring to. It's the 14th Amendment, a section in the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. Look, Congress has the power of the purse, and so I don't think it gives the authority to just continue to spend. Congress has to make that authorization. They have to address this debt ceiling issue, but again, it has to be done with a comprehensive plan that reduces spending and that gets the deficit and the debt under control. Look, our debt is growing $4 billion a day. We're borrowing 40 cents of every dollar we spend. We've got to get a grip on this, and that will help us with economic growth.
Well, we're putting our kids at risk. That's for darn sure. Senator, thanks for coming, and we appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, Gerri.